Hey everybody, and good Friday evening to you. It is weather for Weather Geeks on this beautiful summer-like afternoon and evening. It's too nice to be in this studio, that is for sure. I'm going to take a little walk, I think, after I record this and get some fresh air and enjoy those temperatures that are still up into the upper 70s to around 80 degrees, even in the 7 o'clock hour here in mid-April. This is what it looks like in Columbiana. A few clouds starting to filter in, but again, it was a gorgeous afternoon. 80 degrees still at 7:08 p.m. here along Main Street and Park Avenue in Columbiana, and throughout the region it is very, very warm after an 81-degree high at the airport today, our first 80 of the season, our first 80-degree reading since last October, and a stark contrast to last Friday. The high last Friday was 40, so it was 41 degrees warmer this afternoon than it was 7 afternoons ago. But we had a blustery day, of course, today with the warmth. We had wind gusts of 30 to up to almost 40 miles per hour. The combination of the wind gusts, we're still getting a 24 mile per hour gust at the airport here in the 7 o'clock hour. The wind gusts, the warmth, and the low relative humidity means that outdoor burning was not a good idea today. Dry conditions continue this evening. Look at Wheeling, the relative humidity there, a paltry 20%, but the atmosphere will moisten up as we head through the overnight. A cold front is out here. It doesn't look like much right now. Expecting the radar to become more active as the evening wears on in the area I just circled. And we have some heavy thunderstorms up in Michigan this evening, but the highest severe weather risk for this evening will be in places like Chicago and St. Louis and Champaign and heading down towards the Ozarks as well. This is the cold front that heads our way tomorrow. And tomorrow's outlook from the Storm Prediction Center continues that low-end 1 on a 1 to 5 scale. Severe weather risk, mostly in areas south of Interstate 80. The combination of modest instability and a pretty decent amount of wind shear above our heads means that any storm could be locally gusty. I don't think we have a real high risk of big hailstones or isolated tornadoes tomorrow, but any storm could have some pep in its step both early in the day and then perhaps especially as we get into the afternoon. So here's one model depiction of the next 24 hours. And the bottom line for Saturday is this is not going to be a classic washout where it just rains all day, but it can rain at just about any point. But there's probably going to be some lulls. Here's just one model depiction, and the models, are going to continue waffling all over the place as far as the timing of when showers might be more likely than others. This run of this particular model has a largely dry morning, or at least start of the day, before showers push in around 9, 10 o'clock. Now, this could be off by a couple of hours, but again, bottom line, showers will come and go through the morning into the afternoon. If we see any heavy storms across the area, it would be mostly in the afternoon with the cold front pushing to the south. The frontal passage will coincide with an uptick in moisture and modest instability in the atmosphere. And so again, especially in our southern areas, I'm not going to be able to rule out some sort of isolated heavy storm before the afternoon is through. The front passes through. We could hang on to a residual shower into parts of Saturday night, especially before midnight or 1 a.m. I think those showers are out of here for Sunday, though. If you're heading off to services Easter morning, we'll be in good shape. A mix of sun and clouds. It'll be cooler, quite a bit cooler than it will be tomorrow morning. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning with temperatures still in the mid-60s. We'll be in the lower middle 40s Sunday morning, but I think Easter Sunday will shape up to be a fine day with a warm front lifting off to the north. Probably some showers in the pre-dawn hours of Monday, and a shower and thunderstorm can then occur as we go into the daylight hours Monday and this next weak cool front approach. So Easter Sunday, whether you're heading off to services in the morning or you're hosting a gathering, an Easter egg hunt, something like that, outdoors on Sunday, we'll be in fine shape. You'll need, you and the little ones will need a jacket, at least through the first half of the day. 40s and 50s through midday. We'll sneak above 60 in the afternoon. That is very close to where we should be at this time of the year. And, just 1 degree below average for Easter Sunday, but the next 10 days will be dominated by mild weather. Consistently mild weather. For the first time really this spring season, we can really say that the season is kind of locking in. We've of course had some random warm days so far this spring season, but overall the season has been characterized by lots of fits and starts as far as the cold and the warmth dueling each other. The cold has outweighed the warmth on several occasions here in the month of April, but the next 10 days will be different. Beyond that, the weeks 3 and 4 outlook, I think there's a risk that the warmth starts to get squashed a little bit, at least, compared to average. We're into May, so it's not going to be probably cold outside. But some cooler risks, I think, are still there from the first week of May, perhaps into the second week of the month, as the warmth might gets kind of squashed or squished off to the south into the west. This overall configuration may be kind of a preview of the summer season. I think it's going to be a hot summer out here. It could be a pretty hot summer compared to the average along the eastern seaboard and down into the southeast. And while a cold or cool summer is not necessarily favored where we are, I don't see any signals in the modeling and with our analogs, past years that we look at to kind of determine what's going to happen in the future. I don't see anything in any of that data that would suggest we're going to have a roasting summer around here, even though an unusually cool summer does not seem all that likely either. It could be just kind of an average summer, a typical summer around here. We'll have our hot days, but will they be anything that we'll remember years from now about the summer of 2025? I kind of have my doubts. Watch last evening's video if you missed it. We talked some about the summer forecast in addition to what I just mentioned. We talked some more about the summer forecast in last evening's video. Hope you and yours have a good weekend, a good Easter holiday on Sunday. If the weather gets pretty active on Saturday, I'll have some updates on social media. Make sure you're following the rest of our team as well. We'll have you covered whenever the weather is quiet or potentially active like it will be on Saturday.